Oh, are we stretching? Are we doing calisthenics?
Beep. Welcome back
Welcome back
to the Lousy Show.
to the Lousy Show.
Yeah, had to stretch a little bit. Been a busy day. Been a busy weekend, honestly.
Yep, feel that.
Just got a lot done. Yesterday, I finally got out. It was nice enough for me to get out and blow all the leaves.
Still haven't done that.
Yeah, so I only got the backyard done because I am not used to. If you're new to the show, earlier this year, he and I moved to very separate places in the country. We both were in Texas,
Yep.
where we never really had to deal with that in our neighborhoods. Mostly,
Not really. No, any leaves that fell, I would just let them naturally blow away.
yeah, exactly.
They would, because there's like one tree, maybe two.
Yeah, and here I have a big ass tree in my front yard, and then I have basically a giant like 90-degree angle starting from my front yard all the way to the back of the property, all the way over to the far corner of the property of nothing but trees. Yeah.
Yep. I've got a
Almost
few
felt-
trees. Nothing crazy, but definitely I need to tackle it at some
Almost
point.
fell in the pool.
I'd have hoped if you did that you at least pulled some security footage.
I would have. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'll explain on that. I have an electric blower, and so I had it plugged up, and I'm blowing leaves out of the pool cover because we have a big like motorized cover for it.
Mm.
And so I'm blowing leaves out of the bar area, and then blowing leaves out of like the smoker area where we have my smokers set up. And I started working my way over, like kind of fanning it towards our fire pit because I was just burning them down as I was going. Like, well, not as I was going, I was safely burning them, but getting them into a pile where I could just
on fire.
right. But I was just shoveling them in. But like before I started burning, I was like blowing them all that direction. And so I was like, oh, well, let me get them off the cover so it'd be easier to get to them once I get on the other side. And I start blowing, and my brain, like, I didn't think. I looked down and I saw a pool toy sitting there, and I was like, oh, I'll just kick that real quick. And the gap between the ground and the cover is this far. And apparently my left knee went, that's too far. And so when I went to kick it, my knee went, and I went, oh shit. And as I did, the only thing that saved me was it was cold enough recently that the top layer of the pool was ice. And so I was able to, before it broke under my foot, I was able to at least like give myself a little bit of a kip up almost, if you will. And as I did, like, I was like, like it was, I heard it crack underneath my foot, and I was like, and then, like, just carefully from there, I was like, it was not fun. So,
You know what is fun?
that close. An ad read.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
I like that. Y'all already know what it is. If you're new here and just now tuning in, yes, we are partnered with Into the AM, and yes, they are the best clothing brand on the planet. I don't care what you say, don't take our word for it. Go over and shop for yourself by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Sam, what is that link?
If you go to intotheam.com/lousy, you can go and see a bunch of awesome things like hats, hoodies, t-shirts, underwear, pants, jackets. I mean, there's a bunch of different things. Beanies. So you're rocking a beanie for the first time in a long time. And yeah, and if you use our code LOUSY at checkout, you get 10% off your order, which is pretty nice.
That's right.
Yep. And if there's any sales, that stacks usually. So check the terms and conditions, but usually it stacks. So
Yeah. Into the AM. Hey, if y'all are listening, bring this one back. This is a dope beanie.
that is dope.
I hate to say this. I have been rocking their brand for a long, long time, as I've said in many episodes prior. This was one of the very first items I purchased. I purchased my Rose shirt first, which they don't sell anymore. And then the next order, I got this and another graphic tee. And I think like a few months later, this one came off, and they put their Into the AM logo beanie on there. But this one has the old school, like, established patch on it, which is really sick. And I think it looks dope. Yeah. Actually put it on with the fit last night. I was looking fresh. I looked like a brand boy, and I loved it. I had this. I had the Into the AM bomber, the the branded tee. I had some black skinnies on. Boy, I was looking fresh.
I bet.
So
It's all
you
good
too
quality
can look
clothing.
fresh. That's it. You too can look fresh by going to intotheam.com/lousy. Again, link in the description and in the pinned comment. Go there right now, grab you some dope stuff. And also, if you'd like to join our Discord, link also in the description. Show us what you got. We'd love to see you rep the brand. And we'd also love to give you a shout out on the show. So anybody who does, we'll give you a shout out.
Yep.
Because we appreciate you for helping us keep the lights on.
Yep.
But we've talked about what's nice, what's cool. Now we have to talk about what's not cool.
Yeah, there's an element to that.
There's
it's this weird double-edged sword for sure.
I will say this, Sam. Ever since you and I had this conversation earlier, okay, I have been conflicted in my thoughts on whether or not I'm happy about this.
I think overall, like the act itself, and we'll talk about it in a second. The act itself is definitely messed up, but it's also like a chapter, like maybe not a turning point, but definitely like a marker in our career as content creators.
Yeah.
To where you've achieved the next level. As I say that, your microphone stand just disintegrates.
I'm so happy we were recording for that.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I pretty much said my piece right up until that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think to some degree it is a turning point. I think that we should go ahead and explain to the Lousy listeners what exactly we're talking about. And the only way to do that is, so today, as of recording this, is when all of this happened, okay? And we've told y'all before, for the podcast, and honestly, this kind of aligns with the mantra that I've been trying to hold myself to over the last, few episodes, like we talked about, of being able to have, like, going into this, and at some point, at least there being some good takeaway, like something you can utilize in the real world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is definitely going to center around that a lot more, as far as like key takeaways, or even just like reflection of content in general and us as creators. But literally today, I was sitting in my living room. I was watching the 49ers spank the absolute shit out of the Bears. And I get a ping on my phone. Now, I want to give a shout out. Y'all know that I used to stream. The lady in question who pinged me was a longtime member of that community. So shout out to Chrissy.
Shout out.
I believe she also watches the show. Actually, as a matter of fact, I know she does because she also follows us on TikTok. But Chrissy,
can't remember.
Yeah, Chrissy pings me on TikTok directly. I still have my old page up. I use it more so for just sending him, funny ass shit.
Yep.
And I get a ping and I see that I'm tagged and the Lousy Show is tagged, and I was like, well, I'll go take a look, whatever it is. And I click into it, and for the first time, we've seen these. Like at this point, everybody has seen this on TikTok. Yep. When you're just doom scrolling, you pass probably like easily 100 of these a day.
Easily, yeah.
But for the first time ever, I witnessed us on a brain rot TikTok copy.
And the one, it's like the content on the left, and then either like Subway Surfers or like epoxy resin shit, or like a bunch
random
of
cake videos.
Yeah, random cake videos like on the right. And somebody stole our content.
Yeah. We've been doing this for a year and a quarter, or no, a year and a third, actually, as of recording this. And I like for the first time, someone has stolen our content and repurposed it onto a page that we can do nothing about.
Oh, we can like report it, but
Well,
it's
I
just gonna
tried.
pop back up.
Well, that's the problem. I tried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing, at least from what I saw. And again, this is very fresh. So if you're a content creator and you've had to deal with this or know somebody who has had to deal with this, feel free to let us know in the comments if there is something we can do, because I'm novice in this area. I've never, Sam, I personally, and I know we have never experienced someone stealing our content.
No, there's definitely a first, and that's what I was talking about with it being a double-edged sword, because it's like, because it was our biggest TikTok. It's got just about 7 million views.
Yeah.
Took the fuck off, and we were very proud of that. And now somebody's taken that same TikTok that has 7 million views, so we see kind of why it happened, and then put some shit next to it and reposted it. And that's all this person does. We're not going to like show it on screen or anything, but
yeah,
they did change their name to where it's hard to click it, but I managed to figure out a way to do it. And yeah, it's up to 325,000 views on there now.
Yeah.
Which earlier when we talked, this was a few hours ago, it was at 288,000.
Yeah.
So it's retaking back off, which is good to see that our content is still enjoyed. But
did our yeah right? Did our comment get any traction?
Let me see. Hang on.
While he's looking that up,
no, nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay.
No.
Well, so the thought I was going to provide was I agree it's a double-edged sword, but my issue, the reason I'm feeling a bit on the fence about it is, and I feel like it's almost like a staple nowadays. If someone steals your content, that's like a tip of the hat of like, we were good enough in producing the content for them to go, that's going to get me views on my page. Yoink. But on the flip side, like, bruh, why are you stealing our shit?
Yeah, work for your own money. Don't fucking.
Yeah,
you know,
like. And here's the thing, and it's funny you say that because we've actually caught some jabs online before, especially on TikTok. So if you don't know what our TikTok is, we don't really post podcast material over there. We've entertained the idea of doing so. I think it's more so come down to a means of time management with that and what page we would post it to.
Yeah.
Because the way the TikTok algo works is it takes the content you produce and tries to find a linear path for it to get it to people's FYPs. So if you go play on a bunch of filters over and over and over and over and over again, guess what? You're going to be one of the TikTokers showing up at FYPs with, you know, 1 million views per video, only doing filters. It's very likely you would end up in that direction because the algo is very friendly that way so long as you play by the rules. But if you go post a game clip, a filter post, a reaction, so on and so forth, all on the same channel, TikTok's not going to know who to put you in front of. You can SEO the shit out of it. You can hashtag it. You can, you know, and for those who don't know what SEO is, search engine optimization. You can SEO the fuck out of it. But the problem is TikTok's still not going to know 100% where to put you. So you're going to show up on random people's FYPs who are probably not going to interact because you're not somebody who they would typically watch.
Yeah.
So for our channel, we solely do Reddit stuff, which I guess makes us more susceptible to the scalpers.
Yeah. I don't think it really matters what content you do. You're like, it's going to get scalped at some point if it's big, you know, but yeah, definitely it tends to happen a lot more. I feel like on Reddit readings, at least that's what pops up on mine. And I don't go looking for Reddit readings or anything. Like, I think it's just because since I interact with our channel that it's like, oh, you want Reddit readings? I got you. So then it's like all the ones that are like pure brain rot. It's like just a Minecraft parkour thing, text on the screen, and it's AI reading it. And I try to skip past them every time, but then every now and then there's a story where I'm like, huh?
Prime example. I don't know if you've gotten this. The second date update with Brooke and Jubal. Have you gotten any of those?
Maybe I don't really look at the content that closely.
Yeah. So I hate that I've fallen down this pitfall, but Brooke and Jubal in the Morning is an old radio show that took place. Jubal has moved on to doing his own radio show on another frequency, but Brooke and Jubal in the Morning used to be a radio show, and they would do something called the Second Date Update, and they did so many of them. Somebody went and found all the old recordings, repurposed them into a channel, and then basically a bunch of scalpers like, oh, this is taken off, and guess what? It's the brain rot of Minecraft parkour with the words on the screen, and you just sit there and listen to it, and guess what? They get a view just like that.
Yeah.
And to double back for a moment with our, like I said before, with our channel, it's all Reddit posts. I mean, everything. It's been Reddit, Am I the Asshole posts. We've sprinkled in some Tfue. We used to do old podcast content, but we felt like for the purpose of what we were trying to do with jump starting our channel, especially here, we recognize we're not oblivious to the fact that the Reddit stuff works in our favor. It just so happens that we also enjoy doing it and providing commentary towards those stories.
Yeah.
Which some would say, and this goes to that point I was making, where we've gotten ragged on in the comments where people go, oh, look, another TikToker stealing someone's Reddit story for content. The thing is, and shout out to Sam on this one, every single TikTok that he produces for us for me to go then upload and SEO the shit out of and post it on TikTok, he always puts on there at the very end, and I think it's like the last 10 seconds, our logo, and it says in big bold letters, for full commentary, see our full video.
Yep.
To us, we're playing by the rules there because we're not stealing someone's story. We're going, hey, we're not giving you the meat and potatoes. We're going to give you a little sampling from Costco. You want to buy the whole meal, come on over here,
Yeah.
But when you have scalpers who are straight up stealing content, that's a whole different ball game in and of itself.
Yep.
To me, and you actually made a comment earlier, go make your own money elsewhere. That's what it's for. Because if they monetize their channel quick enough, all they have to do is keep reposting that bullshit over and over and over again of their brain rot videos, and they're just going to see a paycheck come in. And that's where, like I was saying earlier, the problem we run into is we can't report it. To my knowledge, at this very moment, we can't report it. I tried. I looked through. There is nothing protecting us from them taking our post, grabbing it, cropping out everything that pertains to us, and then
even though they
repurposing
use our exact caption and hashtags and everything.
That fucking floored me, dude.
Like that's where it's just, that's where I think we might have a leg to stand on if there's a reporting system, but clearly there is some sort of gap in the reporting system of TikTok if that's all you see on TikTok, basically. Like, of course there's actual original content in there, but at least maybe every other video is some dumb brain rot video that I just skip right past. I'm just like, nope, original, sweet, keep going.
Yeah, and I see. This is where I'm not knowledgeable in the reporting realm of things.
Yeah, because
to your point, not only do they have the brain rot videos, but you have people who literally go and take clips from shows and movies. I am a big show and movie buff. If you have not been able to see that in prior episodes where he'll quiz me on something or grill me on something, or I just start spouting off information because I'm a fucking encyclopedia of useless knowledge. I love movies and TV, especially like really good shows, man. Like, get into the nitty gritty of it. You'll see a lot of these folks who would just go and screen grab a full scene from a show and then plop it right onto TikTok. People aren't thinking, the common individual, the common user, and who I mean by the common user is someone who does not use TikTok for business means like we do. Hell, they may post a couple videos just to, yoo-hoo, yeah, it's a lot of fun, which it is a lot of fun. Absolutely keep doing that. But the common user isn't going to be studied in what to find or what to look for in those situations. They're not going to know, oh, this is a dupe. This is a copy that someone's just literally taking and trying to get as much money as they can for it in monetization. So they're going to see it and go, all right, cool. Click. I love that show. Awesome. Next. Oh, sick. There's another one. Like, it really, this goes back to the double-edged sword. It really sucks in that same light because the only hope we have, at least from what I saw, the only hope we have is if somebody, which on TikTok, to my knowledge, you can use it to SEO, but most people don't actually click into them to go find content. The only luck we would have is if someone clicks into one of those hashtags or clicks into that little search bar at the bottom that says like, search this, and our video, if you click that, it's like the first or second one there. Like right at the top.
Yeah.
Unless that happens, we see nothing from it.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, not that we're out here sweating our asses off trying to make ends meet with this show, but we do take pride in the content we produce by the commentary we provide to you all and also being able to interact with you all. When someone goes and takes that and tries to repurpose it for their own personal gain, it's like, motherfucker, you didn't put in any of the legwork for that. All you did was screen grab and fucking repost.
Yeah. I liken it kind of to like fake merch for insert whatever it is, when it's not officially licensed, when it's not officially sanctioned or supported, and it uses protected IPs, at least. If it's like, I don't know, Mickey's not part of Disney's IP anymore, so you can throw Mickey on a t-shirt all you want. Nobody's going to give a shit at this point. But, if you throw anything more modern on there, then that's an immediate lawsuit from Disney. Because then they're talking, lost profit. So I liken it kind of like to that, to where it's technically it doesn't like physically hurt anybody, right? And some people will be like, oh, you just let them hustle, let them grind. Like, that's not hustling nor grinding. That's
it's stealing.
Especially on TikTok and the brain rot shit. Like the level of effort on that compared to like making fake merch, for example, is so low that it's super lazy. And and I wish that it didn't happen for the sake of the original creators. But then at the same time, when you go back to the double-edged sword part, that's another set of eyes that might not have hit it before, So it's weird, it's when people repost your stuff and point at it to the left, for example, or, it could potentially be helping with that. I promise that wasn't actually a dig, but it was kind of like a joking dig.
It's okay. I'll pull that out now. That's fine.
Do you want to tell that story real quick?
I thought about it for a second. Like, do I? I wouldn't even say it was, because the thing is, TikTok offers duets, right?
Yeah.
That is there's a very stark difference between stealing content and doing duets, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Duetting something is still tagging that creator. You could still access their account through that duetted video. They're not losing anything on that. The only way they lose, right, is if you steal it.
Yeah.
And what by stealing is exactly what happened to us. Someone going and making sure they screen grab the entire video, cropping it down to where you can't see our name, you can't see our tag, you can't see our picture, none of that. Actually, as a matter of fact, the only thing you see in the entire clip is his face.
Yep.
So unless you know who he is, you have no way of finding us. And for me, to the aforementioned clip, it was, what was the show? It was
Modern
Family. It was a clip of Modern Family, and if I remember correctly, the dialogue was, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go take a shower. Would you like to join me?" And he responds, "If I ever say no to that question, there's a gun in the locker out in the garage, and I expect you to use it on me."
Yep.
And I was bored as shit. This pops up on my FYP. Again, you can judge me later. I'm not happy about it. Yes, I just realized, I realized that I just talked about people stealing show clips and posting them on TikTok. But me being stupid and bored, I do edit it, and I just went, hang on, I'll even set it up for you. Ready? Anyway, Future Sam, if you want to frame it up, here we go. All I do is this.
I saw it. Room set today with no problem.
That man's got the biggest
It's
sheet.
stuck.
Yep.
I didn't say a fucking word. I nodded, I pointed, and I smiled. That was it. Let me hold on. Let me go ahead real quick. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's wee.
Can't
Scroll
you just
down.
filter by most viewed? Instead of
Oh, can you?
chronological? I think so.
I don't know if you can or not.
I think I've done that on our channel before.
Oh, popular. Yes.
Yeah.
2.3 million views.
Yep.
166,000 likes.
That was also
457.
a while ago. Like this was
This was back in 2022.
Yeah, it was a different TikTok back then.
Yeah, that was the Wild West of TikTok.
Yep.
Yeah, that was February of 2022. So that was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think that was before like TikTok Shop and everything, right? Like that was
Yeah.
TikTok was just like the bad boy of the of the streaming services, or not, you know what I mean, like video content services.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I just feel weird, man. I feel weird because like, again, to the same points we've made, and I don't want to keep like spiraling in circles on this, but I feel like it needs to be said at least once more, is like that double-edged sword really fucking sucks. Because
yeah,
like you said, on one side, man, it's an ego boost because you're like, holy shit, are we that big? Have we made it? Did we make it? We finally got someone to steal our content. Hell yeah. On the opposite side, it's like, fuck, that is how many hundreds of thousands of people saw that and none of them may know who we are.
Yep.
You know, we talk about all the time how we want this channel, like, because our main focus, mind you, we don't really monetize TikTok that much. Their monetization like areas are very weird.
Yeah.
And for the shit that we do, we don't often fit what they like. But that's why YouTube is kind of our primary, and truth be told, I mean, shit, if YouTube keeps messing up with us and putting us under review for no reason at all, we ain't done jack shit wrong. I'm gonna sign us up for a fucking Patreon. We're gonna start posting fucking like relentless fucking TOS videos up on that motherfucker. Keep playing around YouTube. But all jokes aside, like, we don't really monetize TikTok. We just do it for the purpose of getting more eyes to come over to us here at the YouTube side of things, and also on the Spotify side as well. Because some people can just go in and click the link and find us through our our link tree. But that's the part that sucks, man. Is like 400,000 people. That's an opportunity. If we had 300,000 to 400,000 people, and let's just assume, we'll take this even further. It's a longer clip. Usually on longer clips, you get one person to one view, right? So let's just say, hypothetically, 300,000 people were to go, huh, I like that. Boom, boom, follow. Oh, they have a YouTube channel. Boom, boom, subscribe. And we boosted by 300,000 subscribers in a matter of a day. Y'all don't realize he and I could do this full time at that point.
Yeah.
Period.
That's full-time job territory. Not like split amongst two people might be a little tricky.
But
we
you know
could
what I'm
definitely
saying?
do it
Like,
a lot more full-time. Yeah.
yeah, like we would have so much more flexibility in the realm of how we do shit. You might see us more in-person episodes where I'd be flying my ass out to go see him and bulk record with him. Like, we would have the money to do it. But my point is, like, when it comes down to stealing, that's literal dollars out of our pockets. That doesn't cost y'all anything to watch this. It's just your time, which is even more cases more valuable than most. But the same thing with TikTok, that time is extremely valuable. When that viewer that takes that minute plus to watch the clip, if they like it, they can't find the content creator who posted it.
Yeah.
You know? So the double-edged sword really does fucking hurt. While it's nice that we got, we're growing at that rate, it sucks because I just want to be able to produce content for y'all with this dude right here. Like, that's all I want to do. Like,
yeah, I'll simplify it down to, and I've already made my peace with it. I don't really care anymore. But
fair
for me, it's exactly like I said, it's a cool milestone. Somebody finally stole our content, and they did what they're gonna do. That's fine. I don't really care. It does suck a little bit. Hopefully, in the future, people, find us because of it, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Neither will I. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a problem, but it's one of those problems that will never go away, regardless of the platform, regardless of anything else. Like, it still happens on every platform, just that all the other ones have better ways of either suppressing it or reporting it.
Yeah.
Whereas TikTok's a little bit less cool with all that. I mean, even like, I remember when you were I don't know if this has changed on TikTok, but when you were streaming back on TikTok, you can't like just ban people normally. You have to like report them as a moderator or some shit, and then hope that TikTok actually does something about it. That's all. And you can just really just mute them from the chat. That's really about it. So like, it's, the moderation tools aren't great. Which I think is probably why they're still actively trying to ban it. But
I was going to bring that up. Like, that is, as of recording this, we have a month and a week until, no, I'm sorry. Was it the 16th or the 6th?
I think it was the 16th.
Okay. So a month and a week. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a ton of time for it to get delayed. Apparently Trump said too that he was planning on saving it. I don't know. I don't really know nor care. Like, if it goes away, I'm just going to switch to Instagram. Like, it's,
I already use Instagram probably more often than TikTok, in most cases. I know that when it comes down to a lot of creator situations, because you have a lot of creators who made their livelihood on TikTok in a good way too. I'm not talking about the like meow 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 motherfuckers. Like, I'm talking actual creators. Like, for one that I love watching, Justin Nunley.
Yeah.
Like, he made his livelihood on TikTok, but he has now since branched out to other, sites, which is good. And I think that's always something, we've talked about it in actually in a few different episodes. We talked about it in the episode with Buckeye. We've talked about it in the content creator episode we did like a year ago, where you as a creator should be branching out to multiple channels anyways. Like, you shouldn't be solely focused on one. Get your foothold and then branch out. One, actually, I know that for certain that just recently did it. His name has a bit of a interesting rapport with people, is Sean Gatz, the guy with his face all tattooed and whatnot.
Yeah.
He makes funny content, and I love watching his construction stuff. For a long time, I never saw him on Instagram. Suddenly, I see a bulk of like videos, just boo, 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 daily posts. And I realized what he did was he went and grabbed like the last 2 months worth of videos and timed them to post daily to catch people up on Instagram to where he's at currently. And now it's to a point where I think they're like a week behind. What's the look for?
They'll hear it. You didn't. Another car going nuts.
Oh, okay. I was like, the hell? To be honest with you, I thought you were ripping ass.
It kind of sounded like that. Like, it was not a good exhaust. We'll say that.
The face then goes perfectly with that. So make your own judgment call on that.
I'm gonna I think a giant fart clip. Like,
right. I think that the biggest thing is like, definitely branch out, which especially with the ban coming, that's something that we're gonna have to eventually inevitably end up doing. But I don't know. I'm with you on the side of not losing sleep over it. It's just definitely one of those things where, with being in content for as long as I have, I've never gotten to experience this.
Yeah.
And I know, especially with you being in content as well, us doing it together on previous shows and such, like, we've never actually been through something like this. So it's very interesting to see from the other perspective.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're
we're
not just
in the
seeing
first
stolen
person view.
content. Yeah. Yeah. You're not just seeing the stolen content. You are the stolen content.
Yeah, it's definitely
Especially when it's your mug. It's a little weird, but
yeah. When I saw your face, I was like, wait a second.
yeah.
Before we go, I want you to understand my reaction was genuinely, I was like, huh, why'd I get Bing? What? Wait a second. like I look at your face and then I see the brain rot and I look back and I'm like, what? So
yeah, that was not me. You won't see
No.
me putting brain rot on our channel as far as editing
No.
goes. Like our content is, some would argue, is brain rot, right?
Sometimes.
But we're like brain rot with a purpose. I don't know what that purpose is. Tell me in the comments down below.
yeah, drop a comment there.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna, you know, I think we've said our piece on it, and I'm curious to see one, what TikTok does and how that ban's gonna go. Two, I mean, if you want to follow us on TikTok, it's at the Lousy Podcast. You'll see the Lousy Show, or just search the Lousy Show and we pop up. We actually have enough follower base now for us to actually show up at the top of the list, which is cool. But also, before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to the Lousy listeners.
Okay.
So Sam, you, future Sam, if you wouldn't mind going and screen grabbing this, Sam posted this in the Discord. Sam actually notified me of this, because so if you listen to us or watch us on Spotify or any other podcast related site, that's that man right there. I do all the SEO work for our YouTube channel and all of our social media stuff. But if it's on Spotify or listening sites, he's the primary player there.
That's giving me a little too much credit. Let's be real. Like, I just copy and paste what you do from YouTube and put it on Spotify.
So he is a scalper on TikTok, okay?
I scalp our content. Yeah. Actually, that other account on TikTok, you found my secret account.
You motherfucker.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, he actually texted me this and he was like, yo, dude, you're not gonna believe this. This is fucking crazy. And sent me the screenshot and then posted to the Lousy Listener in the Discord. I just want to say on behalf of both of us here, thank you. Because you all made us, or put us in the top 10% of videos on Spotify.
Yeah, which is nuts. I mean, a lot of people don't really think of Spotify as a video platform, but they do have a lot of video stuff on there now. It's not just audio. It's not just music and audiobooks and podcasts. You can do video podcasts and video posts, and you can comment on there. And like, it's becoming another little mini YouTube kind of. And we're at the top 10% of that, which never would have thought that would happen, to be totally honest. Not this early, that's for sure. Like, in comparison to what we do everywhere else, admittedly, Spotify is kind of, well, really anything beyond YouTube and TikTok is kind of fallen on the back burner, but it's still getting warmed up. So like, it's getting there. So the fact that we got to 10% is huge. So yeah, we can't say thank you enough for that.
Absolutely. Seriously, thank you all. The one thing I've been guilty of before, especially in prior channels, is I'll see us attain a milestone and I'm like, dude, think of the next one. Let's get to the next one, right? I'm not doing that this time. This channel has been so organic with how we've done our content and how we've grown that when I saw that, I was like, I could reflect back to the moments where I was like, and I'll use this as an example. And Sam, you remember this? We've referenced it a couple times tonight, so fuck it. When I started streaming on my own channel, I hit affiliate night 1. That's a massive milestone. As soon as I did that, my brain didn't go, yay! My brain went, fuck yeah. Now the next one is like,
yeah,
I'm not doing that. I want to sit here for a moment and really just enjoy what we've been able to create, what we've been able to do, especially with not only doing it in person, but the pros and cons of having to figure out doing it remotely and how we've been able to continue organically building this channel. And I am thrilled at the fact that we're even remotely considered in the top 10%.
Yeah.
And excited to see what happens in the future, but I'm not putting a fucking goal on him. My only goal with him is to us one day be full-time content creators. How we get there, fuck it, we'll figure it out. But as far as when it comes to these, you know, these what would you call it? Not a milestone, but like
Achievements.
Thank you. Yeah, these achievements, like, fuck yeah, I'm putting that motherfucker on a plaque on the wall, and I'm gonna enjoy it every time I see it, and I'm not gonna worry about the next one until it hits.
Yeah, that's a life lesson I think for everybody. Is a lot of people want the next thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're in a very instant gratification society now. So when you do get to a point like that, most people do exactly what you did, and you're like, sweet, what's next? Now take some time, appreciate where you're at, you know, soak in the moment, and then after that, but, you know, don't forget the lessons that you learned along the way too. So
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. As always, y'all, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop any comments down below on your thoughts of today's topics. Again, thank you all for getting us into this massive milestone, and we will see y'all on Thursday. Bye.